Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Chasing Psychological Safety. Only me today. I do apologize about our absence last week as well. I was on a mini honeymoon. Well, the first installment of what we are hoping are going to be a series of mini honeymoons. And I was in Mexico speaking as well at a conference called IT Masters, which I highly recommend. A lot of great hearts in the right place in the technology community in Mexico. But we're back today, and the team has been busy meanwhile, accomplishing a number of things in the product and accomplishing a number of things in terms of content. And the thing I want to speak to you about today, and the thing I wrote about yesterday, is the kickoff of our Quick Wins for EQ series, or EQ Quick Wins, however you want to call it. And what it is really is a series of plays and of team actions in the software. As I'm sure all of you listening to this know, we make a piece of software that has a dashboard for teams, and we don't only ask questions or give indications about behaviors. We also, and most importantly, offer the plays that are packaged in such a fashion that anyone in the team can be the facilitator of such a play, and they tend to focus on specific team behaviors. And in this collection of plays over time, which has been, by the way, curated by specialists, but it has been crowdsourced from our actual clients. And in this collection of teams, we have a number of skills that are growing. We focus on making sure people are more flexible. We spend time ensuring that they have deeper human relationships and the bonds they are forming are more worthwhile. We help them team faster. We help them grow in resilience together. We help them learn together, grow their courage, a number of things. What we haven't had so far in the software, and we do now, is really a way for these teams and these individuals to become better at understanding emotions. And the reason this is interesting is twofold. For one, it's interesting from a company evolution perspective, if you wish. We started by thinking we should probably create something called an EQ trainer. Back in the day, we had a version of that in the product. And it was practically a set of features that was aimed at growing the EQ of the audience. And we have gone quite a ways down that road, and we have done quite some user research and worked out a couple of design kinks. But we halted that, thinking it's probably not as urgent of help towards team members and leaders as other things. And we were wrong. It is an amount of urgent help needed that was just as great as we presumed it would be at the beginning, if not greater. What we find over and over again is that in particular, the technical teams we are working with are having a serious deficit in terms of comprehending their emotions and the emotions of others. And we are finding that impedes people from undertaking the human work in the way that we would like them to. So we've rethought this, and we've packaged some of the features we were going to package in the EQ trainer into these plays that we are now offering in our playbook as a team action for our users. So just to walk you through some of them, I've went into detail yesterday regarding what type of things we're going to tackle, but the aim there is to quickly raise the educational level in the sense of empowering people with vocabulary to be able to express what they feel and what they believe others are feeling by using those words. So the vocabulary part is really important. Then offering people very simple, clear-cut definitions for behaviors, and definitions for triggers, and definitions for emotions in general. That understanding, that very basic understanding that is missing, is impeding people from engaging with the human world. So we believe that once we have raised the awareness, raised the knowledge ability, we'll see a different type of willingness to approach it. And then once we're not only working on the awareness and on the knowledge piece, but also on the quick win side of things, if you wish, where we're trying to empower people with some quick strategies that make the human work a little bit less daunting. Things like, we know, for instance, the classic example, the people that are on the spectrum, such as myself and others, have trouble looking other people in the eyes. And that's carrying through on video as well in our research. So whether it's on Zoom or in person, people have trouble staring at each other at times. And there are strategies for that. There are ways to look next to someone's eye. There are ways to look at their eyes for long enough to register the eye color. There are ways to look into 3 different quarters of their face. These are just examples. There are strategies that can be learned around each and every of our behavioral limitations once we understand what those limitations are and once we are clear that we want to work on them. So our plays in this series are going to be essentially a very quick educational piece to get people to have more self-awareness, more awareness of those around them, more understanding of the dynamics of the behaviors, more understanding of the tools available to them, the tricks, the tips, the knowledge available to them, so that they put words to this and they start spending time on the human work with the knowledge that they know what they need to know. One of the things we're trying to, the second part of this really, and what we're trying to really fight is what we've observed to be a widely spread imposter syndrome that some people have, most people have, I would like to say, and in particular those in the technology sphere, or those that have come from formal education that is more grounded in numbers than it would be in humanistic subjects. There's a very heavy amount of imposter syndrome when it comes to the human work. And we believe that it all stems from a lack of education that increases people's EQ. So we are doing our part to start educating people to grow their EQ, but really this should have happened at a very basal educational level. These are things that our kids should know. These are things that should be helped by formal education. These are certainly things that should be drilled into our leadership. We should not assume we can have a functional leader or a servant leader that is not also a good empath and someone who understands other people's emotions and someone who can self-motivate and motivate others, and just someone who is aware of both themselves and the emotions of those around them. So again, we are announcing the series here. If you're a client, you're going to see it or already are seeing it live under the engagement tab, I believe, or maybe even the courage tab, but it's in the playbook. If you're not a client, come talk to us. We'll try to explain to you what we're doing with it. Maybe you can copy it pen and paper, or maybe you're going to have to move your organization in the direction of speaking to us and of seeing if they can get the software in. One way or another, the work of increasing people's emotional intelligence in teams and at the leadership level cannot wait. It is imperative, and it is holding us back from healing from the trauma of COVID and from moving towards this new age in the workplace. So we will speak to you next week, and we're looking forward to hearing what you are doing in terms of both raising awareness and empowering people with the knowledge, the tools, and the practice of working on their emotions and the emotions of others. See you next week. Bye.